Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to MTVTA. I'm your guys' host, Trent Manager. For all my new people, welcome. I'm very, very happy to have you here. For all my returning patrons and viewers, welcome back. Blessed to have you guys as well. So today, guys, we're kind of going to go over, what's going on in the Ethereum eco world. What is driving Ethereum up. What's going on with BTC. We'll touch that just shortly before our live stream tomorrow, like usual on Tuesday. But I definitely thought it was important today, especially with Ethereum performance, to definitely bring this update and kind of give an insight of the technicals, the data, and just kind of the overall market as a whole, and just see what we can see. You guys know how I come on here and give my personal perspective. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor in any way, but I'm just a guy who's been here a little while and understands the technology fairly well, and I believe I can give the breakdown in a very understandable way for majority of people. So if you guys like this, like, subscribe, share this with family member, and let's definitely get right into it. So first, we're actually not going to hop in the charts. We're going to go into the Fear and Greed Index. I'm also in the NBA Top Shot line as well, guys. So we're definitely waiting for that pack. We still got some time though. So going into the crypto Fear and Greed Index, especially with BTC, we're seeing BTC Fear and Greed at 61. So we kind of see this. We saw this narrative change. So if we go back actually just to 7 days ago, our Fear and Greed Index was 66. Week before that was 68, and we had kind of seen kind of an influx throughout the month. So kind of always keep in mind, guys, that BTC is still the king, still dominates this overall market. And if BTC does decide, if Bitcoin does decide to kind of go say, hey, I'm kind of done sleeping, I kind of want all the spotlight back on me, and kind of be an attention hog, then that can definitely drive away from what Ethereum is doing. But this is perfect as to what BTC is doing, as to dialing back and giving the spotlight to Ethereum and a lot of these other smaller cap gems, that are kind of just waiting to have their time. So the greed 61, yesterday was 66, last week was fear. We had a lot of fear last week of 27, and last month was 73. It's crazy how last week was all the FUD of Biden administration, of taxes, and a lot of other things that were going on throughout the world. But other than that, things have been looking great. So even going over to Etherscan, I like to back things up with what I'm saying with technicals. I really like to give you guys the whole perspective, at least the best I can with the time, especially with Ethereum, as things can be very confusing. But even if we go to any one of these charts on here, a daily transaction chart, for Ethereum, we're seeing, rocketing, very good movement upwards. The Ethereum use network, we're seeing, the capitalization increase here at the daily chart. Let me see if I can find the chart that I really wanted to show you guys. It was definitely the transaction chart. I think it was daily users. Let's see, Ether market chart capitalization, data gas usage. Let's see, maybe it was not on here. Okay, yeah, daily active addresses over here. Could not find that for a second, but she's still looking really, really great. We're seeing pretty much all-time highs for users and overall developers, for the Ethereum network. So all of these charts are showing great amounts of adoption, and just to kind of go back and touch on fees and gas fees and implementations of what things are going on. We have a lot of EIP updates and protocols that are going to make the network more user-friendly, and of course keep the decentralization in mind, and of course the biggest factor is keeping it user-friendly and not just kind of for the early adopters and big cats who are using Ethereum for either their institutions or their businesses or enterprises, and so on. So, and also, guys, before we hop into the charts as well, I'm going to save the charts for last, just because I kind of wanted to go over a little bit more of kind of some backing as to why Ethereum has been gearing up for what it's doing right now. Is also the Lindy Effect. We talked about this kind of a couple weeks ago, a little while ago as well. It was a little longer than most of you guys might remember. But the Lindy Effect, basically, not to get too deep into it, but goes over the theorized phenomenon as to the life expectancy of non-perishable items. So of course that kind of leans on the uses of technology, and I guess you can include other materialistic items, but those do wear and tear. But the Lindy Effect definitely plays a huge role with Ethereum, because for a number of reasons, and especially with the whole crypto market as a whole, as the Lindy Effect continues to develop, and every year that technology or any sort of new innovation or fintech comes along, and the longer it has adoption and capitalization and overall media attention, just overall life that is given to it, which is by users, by us, the customers, it is the longevity show of how long it is going to be here. But the longer it's on here and its usage, it dwindles away the usage, or I'm sorry, it dwindles away the overall destruction of the technology. So as Ethereum and BTC, what I'm trying to say is, as long as these technologies continue to thrive and continue the adoption and continue the way they're moving, that there comes a less and less percentile that these technologies are going away. I talked about it, Pandora's box. This technology is out of the box, just like in the story. Once you open that box, there's nothing you can change. It is absolutely too late. So that is kind of just some backing as to what I'm saying, and also piggybacks onto the longevity side of these are long-term projects. Just because Ethereum is rolling out these updates and protocols that are going to help user experience now, long term, these with this one EIP update or these massive updates that we have for the summer are not it. We still have lots and lots of work to do to continue to develop for Ethereum's full potential. Coming from a developer standpoint, someone who works with this technology, this is a long term hold that will continue to appreciate, in my opinion. And also, real quick, I wanted to go over to the whiteboard, just also for those who need some visuals. Usually, majority of people who come in, you get to BTC, and I also like to do this as well because blockchain comes on top. Blockchain technology, and so usually when you come in here, it's starting with either one of the two. Most people don't start here, but then they'll eventually they'll go straight to BTC. Then from there, you'll continue to drag down into Ethereum, and you'll be like, oh, we love BTC, and then, oh, what is this Ethereum that's on the second list? Why is this number 2? And then from there, once you start learning Ethereum, and then that's where the grapevines kind of start branching out. Then you have not only just DeFi, decentralized finance, but then you start breaking down into ecosystems of smaller projects that are built literally on top of the Ethereum network. You got Web 3.0 development. Then you continue to go on to lending platforms. I mean that goes into decentralized finance, but lending, and then even credit card bureaus in a sense of being reputable. That also kind of goes in the way of DeFi. But you guys can understand the expansion that you have when you get to Ethereum, and you can kind of start to grasp that Ethereum is not just an asset. It is leading a whole institutional demand of decentralized finance and other things that are going to help the world run a lot better. So definitely want to go on there I know a lot of people may not understand the use case, or didn't understand Ethereum's full potential, and this is by no any means full potential, but on the grand scheme of just level 1, this is something that I find really important that I think people should really explain. Okay, awesome guys, went over that. Cool. Thanks for going through that. I just think it's super important. Maybe it's just because I work with it, I have no idea, but I think it's really important when people don't get full kind of at least like the overview as to why Ethereum's important. It becomes harder for people to grasp, but once you do, you do. So hopping in the chart here, I made this and I wanted to explain this just briefly and kind of give the breakdown as to the past here. So sorry, let's get the daily on here. Let's see the chart, how long we've been doing this, and I'll delete this. Okay, so the past 124 days where we are now. So starting in December of 2020, so just right after Christmas, we were sitting about 745. That was before our first initial push into this ascending triangle that we mapped out just the other day. So really getting into this, guys, Ethereum, if you were to zoom out and look on a grand scheme scale of just overall the past 121 days, or pretty much the past couple months that we've been in this, Ethereum would look beautiful. Granted, that's a lot easier to say now that everything is played out, but even just cutting, taking this in half and not even paying attention from March 13th over, we're going to draw a line so we just stop looking at this so we can start kind of see our diversification here. But going up here, we had a nice 84% rally, top of this wick, awesome. Had a couple, this is on the daily chart as well, guys, so every candle wick is a day. So the daily chart here, zooming in, if I get even closer, zoom out here, and if we get even closer, and we can kind of see what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five daily candle wicks in a row, so a whole week of green that we had. Cool off after our 84%, then we had a cool off at 26, and then we rallied back up, our small stair steps, 1, 2, had a red day there, and then, but that was out of all that week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out of that week we had 1, okay, and then that's a 6 out of 7 days that we were green on that week as well. We continued to have our drop. I mean, here I can show this drop as well, just give some magnitude and kind of just show as well. So we had a nice, about a 26% drop on that day. That was, I don't remember what was happening that day, but it must, that's nothing crazy to roll over for, especially if you've been here quite a while. But I know, the newer investors and people who are here can definitely see that as a very hard, stem drop. But not to get repetitive and be a broken record, but overall, do you guys see what I'm seeing here, this stair step action that we have been seeing. This is what I prayed for, is how Ethereum I thought would move, and it's playing out not exactly how I thought. I never thought it would be this, of course. Everyone's getting blown out of the water, but you're seeing this stepping stone action as to kind of the 3-step forward, the 2-step backwards, then the 4-step forward, and then the 2-step back. No matter what is happening, whether we are going backwards or we're going forward, we are still making progress. So granted, of course, we had, this week here, that week, of course, and you're going to have red weeks. That's just how it is, and right now, we are in a bull market, a bull trend, and people expect, things to go up, and that's usually how they go. But just to keep in mind, and what I like to stress a lot is this. So with things going on right now, I just have to say this every time, because I get tons of emails and tons of DMs, not only just from, work myself, of questions, but, of you guys and other people that, online, and I have no problem answering questions at all. But sticking to your plan is huge. If there's a reason, everyone's got a different price point of, when they were here, when they got in, and, don't be discouraged. People, post on Twitter and Instagram all these gains and all this stuff like, oh, should have gotten earlier. Anything could have happened during those times that could have completely just eliminated anything that of this could have played out. This could have easily went, or, we could have easily went, at any point in time. And, it's just events helped these situations and these markets thrive. And the main thing I wanted to, explain off, that is just stick to your plan. FOMO is shiny object syndrome is a big thing. And if you don't know what that is, it's when things are doing well, assets doing well, such as Ethereum right now being up, 42% in the past 7 days. That people come along and say, oh, this has got to be, it's called FOMO, fear of missing out. People run in here, and sometimes you will be okay. And the cool thing about ETH, I can personally say, is that the FOMO with ETH, if you are in a long-term mentality, 2 to 6 years, 2 to 10 years, that this FOMO isn't going to really hurt you too much in the short. And I mean, I personally think in the short term it may hurt, but in the long term you're going to be just fine. But the real big thing I want to stress to you guys is definitely, just stay in your lane, stay calm. You guys, everyone's learning every day. I learn every single day. And, these things are just important to do. And that's why I come on here and do them, to make sure that you guys can understand not only deeply, the analysis and the trends, that these markets have, but to also, just get a better grip of, kind of, not only what's to come, but, just get a better grip on yourself. I know these markets can be stressful, things can go as fast as, you got them. And it's just I think it's just so important, to definitely, try to keep emotions out of this and kind of just remember why you got into this and the longevity standpoint of this as well. So awesome, guys. Just wanted to hop on there, kind of just break this down, kind of some light, not really life, but kind of personal ethos and some, charts today. But I think I did a solid job. Of course, you guys can definitely let me know otherwise, letting you guys know what's going on. In terms of, short term to long term, long term, I'm always, thumbs up on Ethereum. Ethereum's potential is very much unmatched. In the short term, we're in price discovery mode, guys. So with that being said, I cannot give you any, really even any. I wouldn't feel confident giving you guys a short-term price prediction as to where we could go. And just to give some magnitude also of where we're at, just to show you what is possible. Just off the previous cycle of us 36% here, you guys see 31, 33. I mean, being a little extra out there, we can even say, let's say we did a 40, and that's not even uncommon for us. That puts us at about almost 5,000 per dollars or per Ethereum. And let's say we butt that up just a little bit more, say we wanted to go to 5K, puts us about 49, and if we really do think about that, 49 here, not too crazy, does it? That's a 54 we're at already right here. So we're actually already beating as to where, we could possibly go over here. And also remember, 42% on the 7 days. So, all right, congratulations to all my ETH holders. Any of you guys have any questions? I'm always here. DMs, emails, Patreon messages, always open. I hope this was a big help to you guys. I didn't want to ramble on here too long. I wanted to keep this under 15 minutes. But have a great rest of your, have a great week this week. I will see you guys on Tuesday. We will cover a little bit. Actually, we will cover a lot more on Tuesday. Tuesday might be a little bit of a longer stream, depending how things are going. But if I think things are going to go the way they're going to go, we're going to have a lot to talk about. So, alrighty, guys, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.